Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. I am Dr. Sakura, and today we're going to perform a little analysis about this new FEH channel, which honestly had lost all of its hype. But at least it wasn't as bad as the Vartgas assnard germ attack FEH channel kinda bad. So lately, I've been kinda bored. And it's the worst type of bored. When I'm lazy bored because I'm tired but can't really work up the energy to do anything else and can't get out of bed after work. But maybe it's also because of how bored I am that it's sapping all my energy away and it's basically a vicious cycle. I mean, Genshin Impact helped a bit, but then I hit adventure rank 40, almost said Aether Rage 40, and there's nothing for me to do until the 11th. Maybe I'll make another Ryoma video until after I get a little bit of sleep. But anyway, I sometimes wonder if Intelligence System is getting a little bit bored themselves. Remember back then when FEH channel was something to look forward to, when hundreds of thousands of people would wait for them to actually stream the video. Yes, we actually had an announced date and time, and they stream the video. We get some excellent news, something we're all happy about, and then we end up talking about the whole thing the whole night away on Discord afterwards. Well, those days are gone. Long gone. Now all we get is just a piece of shit video delivered to us on our doorsteps at some given time, or maybe it's not even given at all. They just give us a surprise FEH channel, just toss that in the last second. You know, I think the last time I was excited for a FEH channel was when Aether Raids was first introduced. Of course, you know, then we all know that it turned into a bit of a chore, and I have no idea how some people don't get bored doing it seriously day in and out. Doing it for hours, like, even if you stream it and you make money, it doesn't even come close to a real job. Like, what is even the point? Just get a goddamn God-Beelet or a bike, Supreme Ultimate Magic Bike, crush everyone in a minute, and call it a day. But I digress, that's not what I'm here for. I don't care about Aether Raids. But man, these FEH channels lately, they really need to find some way to get me going, get me hyped. But, well, at the least, let's talk about the banner. So, we have a seasonal banner. Again. Oh hey, they're wearing ninja costumes now. Oh, that's great. But you know, I can't help but feel that I've been robbed, because I would have had something like this, or at least her popping out of the ground randomly like this, but instead I got this. Okay, alright, maybe that's not so bad. Actually, that could be kind of hot. But, well, or how about something like this, but instead I got this. Yeah, I think that's a much more fair comparison, right? Oh hey, Lynn and Florina, they got a lesbian duel now. I mean, yeah, that's so hot, but now let me just try to work up the energy to care, because it's another Lynn. It's another Lynn ult. At the end of the day, it's another Lynn ult, not a Florina ult. Florina doesn't get anything. Florina's just gonna keep playing and hanging on to Lynn for the rest of her life. And people give Camilla Bulbasaurus Rex shit. But I think that Lynn is probably worse at this point. I think that's her 7th now. Yeah. Bulbasaurus Rex doesn't even have a dual. I guess she... No, she doesn't even have a legendary. She has a brave, but she doesn't have a legendary. So yeah, we're kind of skirting on the whole Lynn emblem thing a little too much. We can probably make two full teams soon. Anyway, let's continue on the banner. Well, at least Z-Hark is new, right? Yeah, I think. I mean, Telly is sneaking their way in. The banners have been pretty telling at this point. Well, I suppose introducing a banner first has been a time-honored tradition anyway, so I'm not going to get too upset about the fact that they gave me a banner that I don't particularly care for. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here. 90% of new content in this game is basically new skills from the heroes, or more recently, dual skills to screw with the meta anyway, or whatever pref weapons that these new heroes get. It's really just a matter of how much they mess around with the meta. So anyway, therefore, let's go over their skills quickly so we can move on with our lives. So, in the past, we have the Brave Sword. Now, we have Ninja Katanas. It's pretty damn stupid if you ask me. So, instead of losing speed, you gain speed! Wouldn't surprise me if they're refinable too. And you know, that's just kind of disgusting, considering the fact that I don't even think Brave Weapons have refined yet. But don't hold me to it. They might not even refine it. I mean, that would kind of be the smart thing to do, but we'll see how that goes. I probably don't need to explain, though, that hitting someone over the head 4 times in a row is a particularly painful endeavor for the receiving party. And with Zehark's speed bonus, this weapon is it's very likely going to be the case. Yeah, it's, you know, there's really no point using Kolo to Kolo or Spurn if he's just gonna run circles around you, beat you 4 times a head. So I am very, very glad that now Flame is a thing. Doesn't have to worry about it. Besides being a little bit closer, you know, that's Flame is a godsend. I'm actually really surprised that she came in with that damage reduction step. But still, 4 hits over the head might still be a bit too much for some units to bear. So at least I guess they have to pay the price of losing 4 dev and res, if that actually means anything to them. I mean, yeah, they get counterattack once, they could die, but personally, +1 attack and 9 more speed from a Brave weapon is more than enough to offset for offensive units. Well, that's about it for Zehark, though. Nothing else noteworthy except for that katana. I mean, he's got a super aggressive player phase, but I mean, his stats are good, but I'll probably just father him to someone else if I get him. As for Levitain, she turned into Altina, but instead of distant counter on a weapon, she gets extra attack on bonuses, except that's halved, which would reasonably put us to 12 attack, but the thing is that lulls are a dime a dozen these days, so we can expect an even lower bonus. And, you know, I feel that the ninja weapons themselves are, these other inheritable ninja weapons are probably even superior, despite not being racked on both phases. But since this is a fun little thing that is locked to a slow Levitain, and I guess the speed doesn't really help much. I mean, here's the thing. With a slow character like that, if you can't take out your target in 2 counterattack swings, you're likely as good as dead. There's a reason why I don't use Altina except for the blessings, you know. Now that I use Plumeria and her lewd dreams, even that's out of the question. I don't even use Altina anymore. It's actually kind of sad, because I like the way Altina was set up, but, well, I don't have her built up. It's just not going to work. So anyway, if I get Levitain, I think she will probably just be attack dev rain fodder for my boy Assnard. just saying it how it is. I mean, not to say that Levitain herself can't be tanky, but old Assnard has Iodes built in. He has a bit of an edge, especially we count on the fact that his weapon itself has a debuff on top of the rains. He can tank pretty well. He can tank very well. And I mean, there's also the part where he gets to +10 rather easily. Okay, maybe not that easily. We still need some grails. But much easier than having like to spend 2,000 orbs to go in +10 or something on that stupid banner. And having salvageable speed could also help. I mean, for Levitain, that's 13 speed. Yeah, that's really min-maxing it. Unfortunately, Levitain's setup and lack of built-in Iode shield makes her a little difficult to deploy defensively. As for Navarre, it's really the same deal with Zehark, except he gets more premium skills. Oh, guess who's the D-mode on this banner, right? Not necessarily a bad thing, though. I mean, we can sure use more braver swords. And it looks as if my retainer, Hana, is the Tempest Trials person, so I could take her axe freely, like I would with the spears and swords, and freely give it to, I'll say, my skull-shattering legendary Edelgard. Or I could build Hana, because Hana is cute, and I like her. But anyway, I wouldn't even consider inheriting unless if the thing gets refines anyway. In my opinion, +1 attack might not be quite enough to offset the cost. Both of the Hana and the Dev Res hit just so that Edelgard could hit a little tiny bit harder. But I don't know, being a min-maxer that might see there's that's gonna contradict a little bit of what I said earlier. But I just can't help but get really annoyed when someone could have died because well, I hit like if I hit for like 2 extra points of damage, I would have killed them. I can't help but feel annoyed when I see that. And that is sadly going to be one of the reasons why I might have to sack Hana to Legendary Edelgard, but I like to avoid that. But if it gets a refine, oh boy, that's it. I'm just gonna slap attack on that and call it a day. But anyway, that being said, come to think of it, right? Come to think of it, I think this lands. This Yari that our pal Navarre has, so it might actually be kind of awesome on Legendary Dimitri, since the man has atrocity and all. If we choose to forego his enemy phase, we could build him up to be a murderer on player phase instead. Say, how about 25% of his attack on both hits? Yeah, if we give him Gale Force, it might just be possible for him to be like Edelgard. I mean, he doesn't have Raging Storm, that's true, but he can build up quite handily. His attack is sky high. It's just that, oh man, what a shame that Atrocity and no follow-up shares the same slot. So, but then again, getting Brave attacked by Dimitri twice is pretty much a death sentence, huh? Anyway, I digress. Lyn, on the other hand, while following the same theme as the others, she also gets a cooldown reduction in her dagger, and yeah, that means she's really going to hurt with her any skill that takes 2 charges. So, for example, Moon Bow that she comes with, Glimmer, and most importantly, Ruptured Sky. I mean, yeah, let's go and then add a Speed Dev Rain, and Dagger 7 right afterwards for when she Gale Forces. Yeah, people are going to die, and it's going to suck for them. That unit is powerful. I mean, yeah, sure, you can dismiss her dual skills as merely Gale Force, but that's not the right way to think. Yeah, I mean, sure, you can only use it once per map. You'll have to actually enter combat once for it to count, but dude, that's a range Gale Force on demand, man. Although it's not as stupid as Triple Action Emperor, she'll have a wide variety of targets to choose from. Being a ranged unit, and well, she's now a second character who can perform a skill while performing a Gale Force, and is also the second range Gale Force user. So she doesn't even have to worry about people using Guard or something stupid like Pole Smoke, or even not being near somebody. She can just do it whenever the hell she wants. Once, yes, but that once is probably more than enough to change the tide of an entire battle. Combined with the fact that she's a dagger and gets dagger debuffs with a brave weapon, the next opponent is going to receive pain they've never quite felt before in their entire life. Pretty much everything screwed up is on this character. Yeah, sure, luckily she can't get no follow-up, and she can't use her dual skills as AI, so let's thank God for small favors, because this character is quite disgusting. I mean, you thought that Tiki and Ninian was bad, but they have a bit of a restriction. Their little dance requires a bit of, what was it? Was it HP that determines it? I think it was HP. So it requires a little bit of team setting up, so you don't accidentally dance the wrong dude. But Lyn, you're always going to get Lyn. And yeah, that means that the character can easily get in and out of trouble, easily kill 2 targets easily. It's just a whole bunch of crap. Honestly, I feel that we don't even need Aether Raid's defenses anymore, because Aether Raid defense have quite a bit of disadvantage, shall we say. It's not as easy as it is before to do defenses as player units get stronger. I suppose it does make the player experience a lot more entertaining, but in terms of balance, what am I even thinking about? Balance in Fire Emblem Heroes? Yeah, forget that. I mean, all in all, Telly is seasonal, Elinol, which I think is the 7th by now. This is just another day in Fire Emblem Heroes. This isn't anything special. This Fate channel isn't anything special. What we got in this banner isn't exactly something we haven't seen before. So you wonder why I'm negative. Oh, but hey man, at least I gave you a detailed analysis of how I feel, so it's justified, right? Another thing they talk about was this auto chess, this team fight tactics. They called Loki's Pawn. A stupid name, honestly. I looked at the setup, and the premises seems to be about having your AI run into enemies, and then you draw from your deck, power up units with having 3 of a kind, like in poker or mahjong. You get bonuses based on the type of hands you have. In their listed example, there seems to be a weapon type, color, different movement types, same movement types, yada 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 yada. You know, all kinds of nice and fun hands that you can do to combine these bonuses and raise the strength of your unit so that you can ram into them harder. Now, one thing I don't know is the degree of how characters' stats and skills will affect the outcome of the fight. Now, we know that combining 3 of the same units will make them stronger, like 10 levels higher. But what does it mean exactly? Seeing how we draw our cards from our rival domain brigades, the selection of heroes that we pick on this mode might actually be rather unfair, since our stats and skill power differ so greatly over these past few generations of heroes. A Gen 1 to Gen 5 hero just doesn't compare. Even if they get resplendent, they don't compare. They're now already 2 generations behind. Oh yeah, they get a few more flowers. Big fucking deal. There's a huge opportunity cost for it. Not many people are going to have plus 15s. I'm going to tell you that straight up. It's not easy to get, and it's expensive, and it doesn't make them that much better. Their weapons, they're not much better. Right now, people's weapons are like, they got like 4, 5, 6 effects. Meanwhile, our guys, even if we get a refine, it's like 2 or maybe 3 if we're lucky. So either way, I think that this mode is something where you will probably want to get some powerful friends for this. If nothing else, you need them to cover up some holes in your deck so that you can fill in those different movement types, color, weapons, same, yada yada yada. Or, you know, to manipulate your deck in a way to direct the type of cards you draw. If you leave those spaces empty, they'll give you like filler heroes, and they probably suck balls. So I highly doubt that you would want to do that. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're gonna do. They probably are just gonna be the Assnard trios in some random units. So I think it's good to make some friends, because I highly doubt many of you have 20 really up-to-date, fully upgraded heroes with the latest power creep, skill inheritance, yada yada yada. I don't even think I do. So now is a good chance to have that looked at. But yeah, I mean, besides all this, I think the auto chess thing is something that we need to experience with our body before we can talk more about it. So with this, I think that's about it for today. I thank you all for watching. Until next time.